State Senators Anna Wishart and Adam Moorfeld created the Nebraskans for Sensible Marijuana Laws Committee in December. The group is aiming to put a proposed constitutional amendment before voters on the 2020 ballot.
Well, the next step is to see if the legislature takes action on this issue. And unfortunately, they haven't for the last 2 years. So that's why we're just preemptively putting together a ballot initiative and campaign committee to take the next steps to move forward.
Senator Wishart has already introduced another medical marijuana bill this session, LB 110, but Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson wants to inform the public on why he and Governor Pete Ricketts believe legalizing marijuana is a harmful move for the state.
What we're trying to do is get out as much information as we can to the general public about the science or lack of science behind what they're trying to do and the real public harm that's associated with it.
Medical marijuana is now legal in 33 states. Peterson's focus has been on Colorado, one of the first 2 states to make recreational marijuana legal in 2012. Peterson cites data released by the Rocky Mountain High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area last September. According to the study, marijuana-related traffic deaths increased by 151% in Colorado since recreational weed was made legal there. Peterson also expresses concern over the effects marijuana could have on adolescents.
Particularly for adolescents, there are some really serious concerns about exposure to mental health conditions like schizophrenia, and there's also some real concerns about long-term impact on developing minds and some of the studies done there.
Nebraska is just one of 3 states in the nation to not yet legalize marijuana in any way. To Senator Moorfeld, this shows that the state is behind the times.
When I had the Lancaster County Sheriff come in and testify in opposition to marijuana a year or 2 ago, I asked him how many deaths has he seen that are absolutely attributable to marijuana in his 30 years that he's been a sheriff. And he said 0. And I think that says enough about how dangerous marijuana is or isn't.
Moorfeld says he and other senators have conducted polls amongst likely voters in the state, and he says those polls suggest 70 to 77% of Nebraskans would support medical marijuana. Peterson believes that could lead to recreational marijuana becoming legal, but Moorfeld says there's no push for that as of now.
That's certainly a possibility. Right now, our focus is on definitely making sure that medical marijuana is legalized. But depending on what we hear from Nebraskans, depending on what we hear from polling, and depending on what we hear from the steering committees, it could be broader.
For News Channel Nebraska, I'm Tommy Rezach.